Good morning, ladies. So today your learning target is, hold on, I'm just getting it really quick. I can use square tiles to decompose a rectangle. Okay, and this is lesson 13 on Zern, just in case you want to practice after, but I'll say that at the end of the video as well. So we're going to decompose a rectangle today. So decompose, that word should be familiar. If you're decomposing, you're taking apart. So I wrote on the board, draw 4 rows of 5 squares. So that's what we're going to do now. Remember, your rows are going to go horizontal. So I always like to start with my rows, and I like to make sure that I draw 4 pretty equal squares, and I'm also making sure that they're touching. So this is what you should be doing while you're drawing it at home. Remember to try your best, make them equal. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I have my 4 rows. Now I have 4 rows, and in those 4 rows are going to be 5 squares going across or going horizontal. So that's what I'm going to do next. Remember that you want it to be pretty equal. Take your time because arrays are equal. I'm at 3. This is going to be 4. And now 5. Took my time. I have plenty of space. It's neat. It's organized. This is what you should try to be doing at home. So now I want you to write a repeated addition sentence. So you have 4 rows, and in each of your rows, how many squares are there? So you would write, well, there's 5 squares here. There's 5 squares here. There's 5 squares here. And there's 5 squares here, or 5 tiles. So let's make that into a repeated addition sentence, just so we can see it. So I'm just taking these 5s, plus 5, plus 5, plus 5. And if you're unsure, you can always do this. But 5 plus 5 is 10. 5 plus 5 is 10. And 10 plus 10 is, remember I always give you that think time, is 20. So total we have 20 squares in our array. So I'm just going to erase this because I'm going to do something next that I want you to be able to see. So I said that we are going to decompose rectangles today. What we're going to do now is we're going to decompose this rectangle into 2 equal parts. Okay? So think, can you break this rectangle up vertically, equally? So, maybe I'll just use this pencil so you can see it. So if I did this, would it be equal? There's 2 columns on this side and 3 on that side. That's not equal. What if I moved it over? There's 3 and there's 2. So don't get confused there. That might be a misconception that we might see, right? You try to split it down the middle like this. You're not going to split those tiles up. They need to stay together. They need to stay as a whole. So don't, make sure you're not doing that. Maybe you should look at it the other way. Could you split it up like this? Is this equal? Does this part have the same amount as the top part? No, but is this equal? So you have 2 rows down here and 2 rows on top, so that's equal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my black Expo marker and I'm going to try to make a dark line so you can see that we split these. So I have one up here and one up here. Okay, we decomposed them. That's the vocabulary I want you to try to use. So Now, what we're going to do is we're going to come up with a new repeated addition sentence and a new sentence. So instead of 4 rows of 5, which we had total, and I'm going to keep that, and we're actually going to draw it into a number bond, which I think you're going to like because you ladies are very good at number bonds. 4 rows of 5, and we're going to decompose it into, which we just drew. We have to come up with this. Okay, 4 rows of 5, or now pretend that, just look at this top part. Can you see that? Just this top part for now. My sweatshirt. Okay. So how many rows do you have up top? You have 1 row here and 1 row here. So that's 2 rows. So I'm going to write that down here. I know I have 2 rows of how many? Well, that's when you have to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 2 rows of 5. That number didn't change the amount of tiles in your row. Just the amount of rows you have changed. So now let's cover up this one. How many rows do you have here? Look, you have 1 row here and another row here. So that's another 2 rows of, remember the amount of squares you had in your row didn't change. You still have 5 squares in your row. So we decomposed this down into 2 rows of 5. There's 2 rows of 5 here, and there's 2 rows of 5 here, which, if you put them all together, is going to be 4 rows of 5. So I want to come up with a addition sentence, a number sentence for these two on the bottom. So 2 rows of 5 could also be what? So this is when we did this. Just focus on the bottom for right now. So there's 5 tiles in this, 5 tiles in this. We would do 5 plus 5, which is going to give you 10. And then this one on top would also be the same thing. There's 5 tiles here, 5 tiles here, whoops. And you would make your repeated addition sentence, 5 plus 5 equals 10. Okay? So you see how you can decompose these and it can break up into a smaller array? Then you can put them together to make a bigger array. So this is a lot of fun. You can play around with this, make new ones for you. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to write a problem up on the board so you ladies can solve it at home. All right, I'm sorry. I forgot one thing really quick. Look down here, silly me. So did you notice how our answer we got is 20? So we said 5 plus 5 down here when we wrote our number sentences, and 5 plus 5 down here. So 5 plus 5 is going to equal 10. If we do, you can't see it. If we're going to do 10, which is what we got, what equaled here, we got 10 here and 10 here. We do 10 plus 10. You ladies all know that 10 plus 10 is going to give you 20, which is the same as what we got up top. So you're still getting the same answer. You still have the same amount. We just decomposed it. Okay, and now I'm going to do the other problem. All right, so your next problem says, Miss Hildebrand made a square pan of brownies. She cut them into 9 equal pieces. Her mom ate 1 row of the pan. Then her dad ate 1 column. How many brownies are left? There's a lot of information in that. So I do want you ladies to try to challenge yourselves and see if you can do this. However, I do want to go over this one with you. So right now you can pause the video, try it yourself, right? Challenge yourselves. Perseverance. I know it's tough, but I bet you could do it. And then after you're done challenging yourself and showing perseverance, turn back on the video, unpause it so you can check your answer with me. Okay? So go ahead and do that now. And I'm going to start with this problem. So the first thing that caught my eye was that it's a square pan. So I know squares are equal on all four sides. Then I noticed that there are 9 equal pieces. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to draw a square, and I'm just going to draw my best square to make sure that they're pretty equal on all four sides. Okay. Then I cut it into 9 equal pieces. So, think, what number equals 9? So this is the hard part because it didn't tell you, how many rows and how many columns. You have to split it up yourself. So you have to think, what plus what plus what is going to give you 9? And I'm going to give you a hint. So we're going to do that. There's going to be 3 rows, and if there's 3 rows, there's going to be 3 columns. And if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that is 9 brownies in that square pan that I made. So now my mom ate 1 entire row. So it doesn't matter which row, but what you need to do is take your pencil and get rid of 1 row. Now remember, rows go horizontally, so making sure that you're crossing out 1 horizontal row. Oh, the whole thing is gone. Okay. Now my dad ate 1 column. Now is he going to get 2 pieces or all 3 pieces? So remember, this one's gone, so he's only going to get 2 brownies in the column. Remember, columns go vertical, up and down. Okay? So, it doesn't matter what side you pick, but he's going to eat 1 column. So now you ask yourself, how many brownies are left? And you should see that. That's your new array. 2. There's 2 in this row and 2 in this row. And 2 plus 2 we know is 4. So there are 4 brownies, and we always write our sentence. 4 brownies are left. Okay. So again, this was a lot. This was a lot of words. You had to really think about this. All I did was I went sentence by sentence. I made a square pan of brownies. I cut them into 9 equal pieces. And then I went, my mom ate 1 row. My dad ate 1 column. Then I made sure that I answered my questions. I'm just going step by step and taking that time to make sure that you're getting the correct answer. Very nice job. I am going to make one up quickly for you guys that you can decompose at home. Okay, so I made one up for you. I want you to try to do how many rows or how many columns. I want you to write your repeated addition. Okay, so you can write that here. I also want you to make sure to draw a line to decompose your rectangle into 2 equal parts. So remember, that's when we were trying to figure out, is this equal? Is this equal? Is this equal? Okay, so try to do that, and then challenge yourself to try to do your number bond. So remember, this top part is going to be how your rectangle is right now, and then it'll change once you split your rectangle up. Do that now. Try it. Remember, use your perseverance, which I know you have. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Remember to go on Zern. And this was lesson, I think, 12. No, 13. 13. You can do more practicing there. I love to see the work you do on Zern. It sends me information and your other teacher's information. So keep it up. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.